It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you have failed by default. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. Never be ashamed. There's some who'll hold it against you, but they're not worth bothering with. Indifference and neglect often do much more damage than outright dislike. The truth. It is a beautiful and terrible thing, and must therefore be treated with great caution. We do not need magic to change the world, we carry all the power we need inside ourselves already, we have the power to imagine better. It is my belief that the truth is generally preferable to lies. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Never trust anything that can think for itself if you can't see where it keeps its brain. I was set free because my greatest fear had been realized, and I still had a daughter who I adored, and I had an old typewriter and a big idea. And so rock bottom became a solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Anything's possible if you've got enough nerve. Poverty entails fear and stress and sometimes depression. It meets 1,000 petty humiliations and hardships. Climbing out of poverty by your own efforts, that is something on which to pride yourself, but poverty itself is romanticized by fools. And the idea of just wandering off to a cafe with a notebook and writing and seeing where that takes me for a while is just bliss. Imagination is not only the uniquely human capacity to envision that which is not, and therefore the fount of all invention and innovation. In its arguably most transformative and revelatory capacity, it is the power to that enables us to empathize with humans whose experiences we have never shared. Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels. But old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. I would like to be remembered as someone who did the best she could with the talent she had. Let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress adventure. Talent and intelligence never yet inoculated anyone against the caprice of the fates. The best of us must sometimes eat our words. I just write what I wanted to write. I write what amuses me. It's totally for myself. I never in my wildest dreams expected this popularity. Happiness can be found, even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light. There are some things you can't share without ending up liking each other. I think you have a moral responsibility when you've been given far more than you need, to do wise things with it and give intelligently. Secretly, we're all a little more absurd than we make ourselves out to be. No, there is literally nothing on the business side that I wouldn't sacrifice in a heartbeat to have an extra couple of hours writing. Nothing. I am proud of having done what I've done. Very proud. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. It matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be. It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, nothing more. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. Understanding is the first step to acceptance, and only with acceptance can there be recovery. Sometimes, you have to stop trying to force it, walk away and let your subconscious show you the way. Fill up on life for a while. When you have seen as much of life as I have, you will not underestimate the power of obsessive love. Is fat really the worst thing a human being can be? Is fat worse than vindictive, jealous, shallow, vain, boring, or cruel? Not to me. The fame thing is interesting because I never wanted to be famous, and I never dreamt I would be famous. I'm going to keep going until I succeed, or die. Don't think I don't know how this might end. I've known it for years. To hurt is as human as to breathe. Differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open. We are only as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. What's coming will come and we'll just have to meet it when it does. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. I wish you all very good lives. Life is difficult, and complicated, and beyond anyone's total control, and the humility to know that will enable you to survive its vicissitudes. You will never truly know yourself, or the strength of your relationships, until both have been tested by adversity. Failure is so important. We speak about success all the time. It is the ability to resist failure or use failure that often leads to greater success. Whatever money you might have, self-worth really lies in finding out what you do best. You control your own life. Your own will is extremely powerful. You've got to work. It's about structure. It's about discipline. It's all these deadly things that your schoolteacher told you you needed, you need it.